Hello everyone, my name is Uthris, and welcome back to another episode of Vintage Story on the channel, where we are trying to survive the hardcore world, this little crafting survival game. Let's see, last episode we got 10 bronze anvil figured out, and in between episodes I have prospected out a potential iron area. Now, magnetite is iron. It's only 2.3 over here, but it's a high value, so I'd rather have some iron than not have iron. Right now, this is the closest area to us that I've prospected. So until I find something better, that'll probably be the start of our iron mine. And to get started with iron, you need fire clay. Okay, and fire clay lets you make these things called bloomeries. You need to fire these into bricks. So the bloomery is what you use, number one, to smelt quartz down, and then number two, smelt iron down. So I'm going to come over here, potentially trying to figure out where I want them. I can kind of stick them in between our kilns for now, but yeah, once you harvest these, by the way, you lose the bloomeries. You do get some of the bricks back, but you do have to reconstruct it because you essentially have to break these down to get access to the material. And also, you know, that's just kind of how it works. Iron goes to the top, it comes down and makes a bloom, and then you have to work the bloom, and there's a whole bunch of little steps with the iron processing, but we'll definitely get to the point of covering it. I don't know if I'm going to be mining today or not. I think the biggest thing, honestly, is I need to do a little bit more tanning. So I need to get the tanning barrels ready. So we need some more oak to do that. Let's just continue chopping down the forest a little bit here. Okay, lovely. So tanning, it goes from lime, crushed lime specifically, into soaked, into tanning, into strong tanning. Okay, so we're making some tanning right now. I do have 9 raw hides in here currently, soaking, which will be ready in 7 hours. We won't be in time to move anything over, but that's okay. Don't necessarily need to. It's January 3rd now, so we are moving right along into the year here. Alright, put the axe back. And let's, since it's January, it's year 2, we have some items to try and take care of. I think I need to start laying out the location of the farm. And I'm going to start at the lowest point closest to the river, which is essentially this kind of level down here. So we are going to have to clear cut this forest, try and lay some things out for future use. And the big thing that's going to be a hurdle for us in farming is simply the lack of making water source blocks. However, we do have some mods to potentially mitigate this if they work with the wells we can make. I have no idea if they will, so we'll just have to kind of find out. Okay, metal I think is warm enough. Go ahead and smithy up a splitter here. Probably. Sure do. 3 by 3. So we need 1 by 3 by 9. Interesting. So we need 6 copper splitters to be functional here. Which we can do. I might start with just simply 4 though. Because these get better as their metal tier increases. So copper is the weakest. It can just do a 3 by 3 cube, or at least, or the same area as a 3 by 3 kind of cube. All right, we'll store everything up. There. We need a hammer. Gotta have a hammer to use these splitters. And let's show you how this thing works. The good old stone quarry mod. So let's go find a little bit of smooth stone. I'm gonna bring a pickaxe actually as well. Might have to like kind of smooth out an area just to get started. And the stone quarry mod adds a more immersive and I think better system to get smooth stone rocks from the ground than the default vanilla. The default vanilla is pretty cool in the sense that it's still in the game even with the mod. The default way to get smooth stone right is to just destroy stone surrounding a smooth stone block and have it fall off, and that'll work just fine. However, that's very inefficient. You have to break potentially, I mean, how many sides are in a cube? 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 stone just to get 1 smooth stone, and that's if you're perfectly efficient at it. So we don't want to do that here. We want an easy way. And the easy way is these splitters. So if I throw 2 of them on here, like this, picture this as cracking straight down, and this is cracking straight over, right? What's gonna happen to this rock chunk if we hammer these things in? It's going to come off in one piece, just boom, just like that. Now, the plugs themselves don't take damage. However, the hammer that you're using may or may not. So, now that we have that, we can come up here. Retrieve these. Need a small oopsie. Might be enough brick because the Aqueducts. We can't use slate, can we? Why am I gathering slate? We need limestone, sandstone, basalt, granite. Wow, that's it? Okay, so in that regard, technically, I think sandstone's the closest. It's just right over here, I think. Okay. So, if I lay down one of these slabs, you can see they're just an object. Depending on how much stone you take off from a face, this thing can be pretty big. We're gonna go ahead and hold the wedge chisel, and then basically right-click on it. And you get all these bricks. Which I now need to figure out how to make mortar. So we need slaked lime, which is quick lime with water. Quick lime is by cooking crushed lime. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun processing to do. Because I don't have any use for these that we've gathered, I'm just going to go ahead and just throw them down here for storage. Potentially later. Some things put away. Oh my goodness. Well, hello there, friend. What are you doing down there? I wonder if this is another type of trap room you could make. Where you sit in the middle and they climb ladders to you. Make sure well, everything's fine up here. Goodbye? Oh. How's our quick lime coming along? A little slow. Sure. Yeah, come on. Yep. Oh my god. That's all bow torn. Alright, no thanks. I think I'll just casually sleep instead. Charge this one. Okay. Fleet. Are these ones all still down here? No. Okay. I'm pretty sure if I just ran away, they would despawn, but I kind of want to fight them. What's the point of having mobs if you don't occasionally fight a couple? You know? Oh. Jerk. Get back here. Yeah, you flee. Well, we have a lot of things to skin now. Get to it, I guess. This is not how I expected this day to begin. by firing squad. Alright, so the first thing I want to test is, does the aqueduct work on a well? We already have a little well over here started. It is flowing water. So I want to see if this counts as a water source block. Doesn't really appear to. What if I stick it up here? So that is working-ish. Oh god, did I just make a water source block? No, well spring. So water is flowing down the aqueduct with the wellspring. Try and wall this off a little bit. Is the water supposed to come out the bottom of these? Like this? Like, am I supposed to just have it on top of something? Like that? Okay, well now it's not working at all. If I do that. Oh. That might work. That might work. Alright, we're cooking a little bit of food here. And then we can go over some of the stuff that we did. I did some tests using well water. Did some tests using some lake water and these aqueducts. So the aqueducts are actually pretty good, I have to say. They're definitely very useful in our current world configuration. Obviously, if you don't have the water transfer disabled with source blocks, it's probably not as efficient, but it does get the job done. So let's go to sleep first after grabbing some food, and then we'll go over here now that we're entering February. It's been a few in-game days, so that I could get some things squared away and some more resources. And you can see on the map our aquifer for the little lake all the way across to here. And we'll talk about how it kind of works. Drink some water. Okay, so what we got down here is the start of our farm. Doesn't this look nice? The aquifer comes pretty much just at the water level of that lake all the way over and then spills into these aquifers, which then brings water all the way down and into the river. Now I have it blocked off currently because I want to manage the water for now, but yeah, I think it works really, really good. This farm can get expanded this way along the river. I might try and make it look a little bit more organic as it expands for different crop types and things, but for now we'll just start with a nice little square plot. No reason to get overly fancy with it. And so the way this works is essentially takes a water source block from a lake or whatever. And it just slowly filled up this aquifer, and then it came out the other end. It didn't fill it up instantly or anything like that, and I'm pretty sure if I disconnect this from the water source block, it'll slowly drain out, but basically it just feeds water down the whole thing. So it's pretty cool for sure. Hold on. I want to cast a spell here. I can get myself plunder. And a knife. Nice. Plunder is pretty handy as a spell to carry with you. It gives you plus 20% to drop rates of foraging wild crops and vessels, which I don't know if that affects hunting, skinning, or not. I don't know if that's considered foraging. So that's how that's looking. The crop fields themselves has 3 rows of 40 tilled earth. So this will be what we're growing. I'm working on the retaining wall right now to keep kind of bunnies and stuff out of the area as much as possible here. So that'll get built up, and a little bit of a retaining wall on this side as well. So hopefully that'll keep the bunnies out of the area. And then now, boy, lots of little things. Now let's talk about some magic. Firstly, I made some of the pylons we've been gathering. I'm using as detail just kind of around our obelisk because I think it looks cool for now. Just kind of testing some things out with this and seeing what these do when they're actually turned on, if they do anything at all. They're resonating with the rust, but I don't know if they do anything else. So, yeah. What I'm gonna do is get ready to do this ritual over here for the crucible. We need a couple mana torches, which means I need a couple more dust. I went ahead and made 6 arcanus. So once I have the dust, we'll be able to hopefully turn on our crucible for the first time and kind of see what that offers us. So let's go hunting for some rust mobs. Our flowers aren't grown, so we can't harvest those. Check on our chickens. How we doing, chickens? Alright, so we have some fertile eggs. That's nice. That's good. Huh, okay. I see one of those mobs that exploded. I think it was called a Ravager or something. I'm gonna try and kill it. It's over here. Wandering around. They're a little hard to see. They're small. Okay, there it is. Okay, squishy. Just took 2 spears. Interesting. What does it give? I haven't killed one yet. Okay, primordial fragment, which is known, and then a rusty gear, which isn't that bad. Whew, okay, we finally got the last dust we need. So if we run over, we'll go ahead and get this ritual out of the way. Took me a whole day just to find 1 rust dust, which is pretty crazy. So let's get our last couple mana torches up and work in here. So enchanted stone, shifting fibers, boom, 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 and then our arcanus. Grab our chalk just to make sure I know where the things go. Okay. Six arcanus. ready. Let's hit it with transmute and get herself her first ever runic block. Look at that. You've unlocked the achievement Runes of Power. Interesting. We're going to go ahead and meditate on this basic rune stone now. Just to kind of see. There we go. And let's go ahead and break it and assign it to the crucible. Which should do something. Hopefully. Frame placement is incomplete. Neat. What's missing? Is there supposed to be, is there blocks below this that's required? Maybe, oh, okay. Able to craft tier 1 objects. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. I have a feeling I don't want to jump into that. So, spellcasting and crucibles. Okay. While the crucible is idle, simply throw an item into the center of the portal to start the process. Regular items like Arcanus will make the crucible into your craft mode and will hold on to the item. The crucible block info will have the item set to create ingredients as needed. After that, just throw the needed ingredients at the center portal. When it's all the ingredients, it will create the item placed on top of the crucible block. The runestone used dictates the tier. To turn off the crucible, just shift right click, put it back to idle. This drop currently held items. Okay. Throw the desired sigil into an idle crucible. It will see the portal change in the block info state as a magic tier upgrade status. Interesting. So should be able to use create. Okay, support and level up your magic tier. Each tier has amount of mana. Used to create various Arcanus, Eldratham bits, and elemental crystals when possible. So, just curious, what happens if I throw an elemental crystal in there? Like a small fire one. Able to craft recipe, small fire, elemental crystal. Ingredient, light ash. Interesting. Okay. I had some rusty dust. Let's just do one last little check here. I feel like this episode's gonna drag on otherwise. If I throw rusty dust in here, can I make rusty dust? No. Darn, I was hoping I would be able to make rusty dust. That would have been nice. I'm still not gonna jump into that. No way. No way, no how. Am I jumping into that thing? Okay, cool. Well, we have a little bit more magic unlocked. Things are progressing. We have the farm set up, almost ready for spring. It's February, and this episode is coming to an end. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to subscribe, hit that like button, become a member today, and we'll see you in the next one.